Who say you're not perfect? Who say you're not worth it? Who say you're not beautiful? Who says? Don't know if that's the lyrics. Fun fact about me, I never get the lyrics right. And I pinky promise I would never take the time to actually understand song lyrics, because I could use that time to understand Bible scriptures, and I can't unthink that way. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the video. Can we get into the hair? Like, seriously, can we get into the hair? Baby, she's growing, y'all. Like, I can't believe this. Girl, I almost got a bob. Y'all see it? Look. I almost got a bob, honey. Can't wait to do me a little blowout eventually. Anywho's, hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. How are we doing today? Are we doing good? I think I'm gonna take these glasses off because I don't really want the reflection. Y'all see that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hi, what's going on? How are we doing? Real short video today. I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know that your personality is a gift from God. There's no shame in your personality. Now, there's some things that could be a part of your personality that came from disobeying God, paths that he never told us to walk on, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, who you truly are, like, just because you come to Christ doesn't mean that who you were before is completely sinful. Like, there's things that are within you that God gave you. Like, when I came to Christ, for the longest time this year, I had like an identity crisis type moment. And I really struggled with who I was. I kept telling my best friend, like, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, I want to get back to my roots. I want to get back to the things that I enjoy. Like, I want to get back to who I am. Like, who am I? Like, I was so busy trying to focus on not sinning, not doing things I shouldn't be doing. I was so busy trying my absolute hardest to be obedient to God and be faithful to God and stay away from things I shouldn't be a part of. And I had a lot of guilt from my past, a lot of shame from my past. And I was just like, how do I get back to being myself? Like, who am I? And I learned that you do have to lose yourself sometimes to find yourself. Because even when you lose yourself, just know that God has already been with you. You've been found. He didn't have to look far for you. You know what I'm saying? He's been with you the whole entire time. And I was doing an experiment on TikTok because I wanted to post my videos about with my personality, like my jokes, my sense of humor, my mannerisms, the little quirky things that I do when I talk, when I speak. Like, y'all see them when I do my little things. And I had like 449 drafts, but that really showed me that 449 times I had videos in there that I wanted to share, but I didn't share them because I just felt weird about being me. I felt weird about showing up as me. I felt weird about putting me out there. Now realizing that my personality, my sense of humor, my passions, the things that I enjoy, the things that I like, they're from God. My skills, they're from God. Okay? Like my presence on social media or like in real life to people, that's from God. God gave me everything that I am. There's no reason for me to feel shame or like to hide about it or like to not put my personality out there and to feel weird about being who God called me to be. That's just holding yourself back. And I was doing an experiment with posting the TikTok videos, and then I got to a point after I watched a sermon, the guy said, courage is in your hands, but control is in God's hands. And once I heard that, I said, courage is in my hands. I'm the one who has to be courageous. But the reason why I can be courageous is because God said that I'm already enough. Because God is the one who ordains my steps. Because God is the one who says that I am who I am. Because he made me to be who I am. So there's certain bits and pieces of me, like the sense of humor, like I said about, like the mannerisms. Those are from God. God already knew your favorite color, babe. 9 times out of 10, he gave it to you. Yeah, been your favorite color since school? Yeah, 9 times out of 10, like, he already knew that you would like it. He already knew that you would like that color. He made the colors. So it's like, we don't have to be afraid or think that our personality, just because we came to Christ, that now it's like, oh, everything that I was just a hot mess, was just rude. Like, no, don't stay in shame with your past Just because you had a past, just because your past was a little bit crazy, don't stay in shame. Don't stay in condemnation for that. You're free because of Christ, because Jesus died on the cross for your sins, because he remembers them not. You're free from that. You don't have to remain in that. You don't have to stay in that. So, like, who you are, and I think about my past, it's like, I remember I used to love purses. I loved being on YouTube. I loved having fun with my thumbnails. I loved just being funny and just making skits. Like, I loved doing those things. I had so much fun doing those things until I went into a path that didn't involve God. And when he saved me so radically, I just thought that everything that I was garbage. I thought everything that I was worthless. I thought everything that I was shameful. And I was just like, that's not me. I gotta go find out who I am. Truth is, you don't really have to go find out who you are. You just got to find out more of who God is. And when you find out more who God is, you get confidence in who he's made you to be. You get confidence in knowing that who you are and what you're doing right now is part of God's plan for you right now. There's going to be things that you got to drop off, like traits, bad habits, things like that, stuff that you probably took from hearing or seeing things too much. Like, there's certain things that I picked up on because of videos I used to watch in the past, right? But at the end of the day, to your core, who you really are, that's from God. People who love baking, who have crazy skills to design things, people who are good with their hands, people who are good at singing, every single skill, every single gift is from God himself. He gives us the ability to do so. And some of us don't even have to work too hard for it because you're already favored to do it. And that's from God. Don't hide your gifts. We are called to be a light in this earth. We're called to be a light. Lights go on a high shelf. You don't put a light in a corner. You don't put a lamp under a basket. You don't do that. We're called to fill a room. We are called to fill a space. We are called to be present. We are called to get active. We're called to get to work. And whatever it is that's in you is enough to get to work with. Hello? Clock that one. Clock this. That was good. Clock that one. That was real good. It's already enough in you. It's already enough in you. Okay? God bless you with these things. Show up and be yourself. Online, same thing. I used to be anxious with posting myself online, and my one video where I showed my personality so much, like in the self-worth video, that video, I really showed my personality. I really showed like the version of me I usually show on TikTok the most. And on here, like, I'm usually pretty like serious and like pretty like, but that's because I've been so locked in. I forgot that I have personality sometimes. I forget that, like, no, like, you're funny. Like, you have this, like you're cool. God made you like this. Embrace what he made you to be like. Don't hide it. There's no shame in just because you're in the faith. And the thing is with the faith too is that a lot of people turn away from the faith or feel discouraged in their walk because some people only post the good. A lot of Christians and influencers post only the good. They don't post the struggles. They only post the blessings, the prosperity. They only post when God does it. They don't be posting that they're actually a hypocrite. They get online and they speak about one thing, but then they're doing another behind the scene. They talk about this, that, and the third, but then they go off the camera and they do this, that, and the third. And all of us fall short. Every single one of us falls short. Every single Christian influencer you've ever seen, we all fall short behind the camera. They're just showing up and being themselves, hopefully, right? And God will use them where he needs to use them. But the gifts that's within us is for other people. It's not just for ourselves. It's to help somebody else. It's to bless somebody else. So, like, nobody's perfect. Nobody has a down pat. You don't have to fall into a certain aesthetic. If you like aesthetic, I love that for you because that's great. That seems fun to like a certain thing, but you never have to box yourself in. You never have to think that you have to stick to just one thing because you don't know how many gifts God placed inside of you. You don't know what God put inside of you. You don't know what God is doing within you. You don't know what God has for you that you just haven't reached yet because you won't step into your full potential. Because you're afraid of being seen, because you don't want to put yourself out there, because you don't want to look stupid, because you think that because that video got 50 views that this isn't for you. Maybe God only had 50 people for that message. Maybe God only had 50 people that he wanted to see it at that time. Maybe God's waiting to see if you're faithful with little so he can give you plenty. Hello? Clock that. Get into that. Get into that. It's like literally, God is in control. We just have to be courageous. So your personality is a gift from God. Have fun. your sense of humor, have fun. If you like to do accents and talking stuff, have fun. If you like to pretend you on cooking shows, have fun. Let it go. Like, let it go, like, truly. And I was so blessed when I heard that quote, courage is in my hands. Control is in God's hands. Just to know that I don't have to be the one who gives the increase. To know that I don't have to be the one to try to beat the algorithm. To know that I don't have to be the one to try to beat the analytics. To know that I don't have to be the one to do those things because I serve a good God. When I worked at my last job, they told me that I didn't have the numbers nor the amount of time on the job to get moved to a different position. I struggled very hard in the position. I rarely met my numbers. It was a struggle for me to do the work. But I knew God called me to that job, so I knew I had to be courageous and be faithful in that building because God called me there. Even though my hands, it just didn't seem like the work was paying off. Y'all, why I get promoted to the next position? I wasn't there at the amount of time I needed to be there, and I definitely didn't have the numbers. But God lifted me up and moved me anyway. All I had to do was be faithful and obedient and courageous. Go in there, do my best, and get to work. Prayer, work, revival. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do. And God moved me. He made a way. I didn't have to be qualified on paper. Ooh. Because my God's not in the same book as people in the world. Hello? Hello? He's not in it. Be yourself. Be faithful to who God called you to be. Don't shy away from your calling. Don't shy away from your passion. Don't think because you're not getting a lot of views on this right now that it's not for you. Since when have us as Christian women used online validation, mixing that in with kingdom certification? Ooh, I ate it up. I ate it up. I ate it up. Hey, I ate it up. You see, like, for real, y'all, like, for real. On this channel, I truly want to let go and be my most authentic self without fear, without anxieties, without self-doubt. Same with TikTok. I want to post my stuff, have fun posting my stuff. God knew I've always enjoyed posting. I've always enjoyed community. I've always enjoyed those things. He knew it's been always in me, y'all. I used to do skits. Like, I used to write skits and do skits. I've always enjoyed this. I'm not going to shy away from the passion that's within me. It must be from God. Satan ain't give me a desire to be an example for kingdom. That is not from Satan. That ain't from him. Ooh. So I'm going to step into what God has me to do. I'm going to have fun with it, y'all. And I'm going to show y'all and be also an example and be a light. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to share your feelings. It's okay to share your passions. You don't have to hide. This is the internet. This is a safe space for you because God is the one who's in control. People can't hurt you on here. They can't touch you. You are protected by Jesus. You are protected by the blood of Jesus. A negative comment cannot touch you. You are protected by Jesus. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, your boldness and courageousness to actually show up, a lot of people admire that because they want to do it. A lot of times the same thing that you're afraid to do, somebody else is waiting for somebody else to do it and lead the way. And hopefully get a little bit of encouragement or motivation to be able to do the same thing and follow in those footsteps. How many times do we look back and say, man, I wish I started YouTube in high school. If I started YouTube in high school, I would have been up there. Well, they had to lead the way. They had to get out there and start doing it. The clothing hauls, the school hauls, the book bag, what's in my book bag, what's in my purses. Somebody had to get out there and do it. Somebody had to be the first one to put the video out there and be perceived. Somebody had to be the first one to share their passion. Somebody had to be the first one to show up and show their personality on camera. Somebody had to be the first one to be courageous. You can do it too. You can do it too. So yeah, your personality is a gift from God. It is heaven sent. It is for you. It is going to be for you to use to bless others and also to give you some enjoyment. Like, I can only wonder how much more is it that God has within us, but we keep holding ourselves back and not making it to the promised land because we are, just want to stay stuck and timid. Like, no, it's okay, baby. You do have to lose yourself to find yourself sometimes, but with Christ, you will always be found. You will always be kept. You will always be with him. You will always be with him. If you accept him as your savior, you will always be. And people aren't perfect. Don't let highlights and reels and stuff like that fool you. We need more realness and more authenticness. We need more people to be bold. We need more people to stand up for kingdom and show the truth. That everything ain't pretty. Sometimes you struggle. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you fall short. Sometimes the things that you hope for, that you have faith in, sometimes that wasn't God's path. Sometimes that wasn't it. Sometimes the lesson is greater than we even thought. Sometimes it be like that. You know what I'm saying? It be like that, y'all. But one thing that I'm going to commit to is when I have faith in something, I'm going to believe in it. I'm not going to be the double-minded man unstable in all her ways. I'm a double-minded man unstable in all her ways is crazy work. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to be double-minded. I'm going to show up, be authentic, not put too much pressure on myself, not spend too much time editing every nook and cranny, okay? Perceiving myself as though I'm not who God said I am. We are enough because God says we are. We've been enough. He made us. He knew us before we were in the womb. So be bold, be courageous, put yourself out there. It's safe. You're walking with Christ, okay? And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to commit to enjoying this journey. This channel is about walking by faith. And now I'm at a point where I want to show my personality even more. And I want to have fun on my channel. I want to do stuff I always wanted to do as a kid. And I had went to a Christmas play and like program. And I got to watch these children go on stage, have fun with the play. They didn't care. They weren't worried that the whole room was filled with people with cameras watching them. They enjoyed when it was their turn to put themselves out there. They enjoyed when it was their turn to say their lines in the play. They had fun. And then when it was time for them to come out and do their little bows for recognition, they were all smiles, y'all. They had so much fun. I want to be like that. I want to be like the kids. I want to be like the kids when they let go and let God. I want to be like the kids when they took their passions and their joy and ran with it and had fun with it. Since when did becoming an adult, because we have more responsibilities and knowledge, why did we become so fearful of being ourselves? But kids do it all the time and we love it. We laugh, we enjoy them, we think it's so special. And then we get older and now we're so timid, shy, and scared of life, scared to be ourselves. No, I'm getting back to being myself. I don't know what y'all doing, but friend, I'm getting back to being me. I'm getting back to showing up on this camera and having fun with the page. I'm getting back to just being childlike and trusting that my God is a good father who gives good gifts to those who love him. And I love him. And I'm just going to stay obedient, stay faithful, and just enjoy this life that he's given me, because tomorrow is not promised. The next hour is not promised. We don't know how long we have. I don't know how many years he's going to give me, but I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm not going to keep 400 videos in my phone that never got shared because I was afraid. That's stupid. It's silly, isn't it? It's so silly. So yeah, God bless you, sis. We're out of here. Until the next video, y'all, I love you and stay tuned for what God is doing next. Bye.